In November of 2025, a small update to the social media platform X quietly pulled back the curtain on something much bigger than a UI tweak. The feature was simple. It revealed where an account was posting from, geographically. What followed was anything but simple. Over the next 72 hours, some of the most followed, most vocal, and most politically aggressive accounts claiming to represent grassroots American voices turned out to be operating from places like Eastern Europe, Nigeria, and South Asia. A Texas dad defending freedom, based in Russia. A self-described MAGA mother with daily takes on American patriotism, Nigeria. An account claiming to be tweeting from Mar-a-Lago, tagged as Eastern Europe. This wasn't about VPNs or innocent mislabeling. Many of these accounts had been cultivating followings for years, presenting themselves as deeply embedded in American political identity. They weren't. Welcome to Decode the Noise. My name is Raul. I work in cybersecurity and information warfare, and today we're breaking down what the geolocation rollout exposed, what it tells us about foreign influence in American political disclosure, and how these tactics have evolved and accelerated over the past years. Let's start with what happened. On November 21st, X introduced a new feature called About This Account. When tapped, it revealed the country or region the account was actively posting from. X positioned it as a transparency measure to help users better assess authenticity. But within hours, researchers, journalists, and everyday users began cross-referencing the locations of accounts that have long claimed to be part of the American right-wing ecosystem. What they found was a pattern too widespread to be coincidence. Accounts pushing extreme pro-Trump rhetoric, spreading conspiracy theories, and amplifying divisive narratives were not based in the United States. In many cases, they were operating from foreign territories with known histories of information operations. Several accounts, some with hundreds of thousands of followers, were monetized through X's revenue sharing model. That means foreign operators weren't just influencing the US political climate, they were getting paid to do it. What we were seeing wasn't just digital impersonation, it was a scaled influence operation built on deception, exploiting platform mechanisms and user trust. And in many ways, it was familiar. Russia's Internet Research Agency deployed similar tactics in 2016, creating personas, engaging American users, and amplifying wedge issues. What's changed now is the breadth. This isn't one troll farm in St. Petersburg, it's dozens of operators across regions. Some are state-backed, some are chasing ad revenue, but all are exploiting the same weakness in how social media platforms moderate content, verify identity, and incentivize engagement. The X rollout revealed how deeply embedded these operators have become, not just in fringe corners, but in the daily feed of millions of Americans. Now, we know that coordinated influence campaigns from Russia, China, and Iran have been documented in every US election cycle since 2016. What's new is how casual and normalized these tactics have become. In 2024, Chinese-linked accounts posed as both Biden critics and Trump loyalists, not to support either, but to amplify chaos. Iranian actors use fake news sites and AI-generated content to manipulate narratives around the Israel-Gaza war. Russia has continued its core strategy: undermine US institutions, foster internal distrust, and tilt political sentiment wherever possible. And that's what the X data really shows. The tactics are being adapted to the platforms we engage with every single day. And if you're wondering how someone named 7076 Patriot Eagle tweeting in all caps about barbecue and Biden conspiracies ended up posting from Dhaka, let's just say it wasn't a family vacation. The implications go beyond embarrassment. Some of these accounts were among the top amplifiers of disinformation during the 2024 presidential cycle, pushing lies about election fraud, falsely claiming that the Democrats bribed debate moderators, or manufacturing narratives about migrant crime. That misinformation didn't stay on X, it shaped headlines. It fueled segments on political talk shows. It influenced what voters saw, believed, and reacted to. And the public reaction? Mixed. Some users were shocked, others felt vindicated, but a significant portion dismissed it, arguing the locations didn't matter, it's the message that resonated. That response is exactly what makes these campaigns effective. Once the narrative is accepted, the origin becomes irrelevant. But it shouldn't be, because when foreign actors can successfully pose as American voters, influence the tone of political conversation, and monetize the results, we're no longer just talking about misinformation. We're talking about asymmetric warfare in the digital space. This isn't alarmism, it's reality. And the trend lines show one thing, it's not slowing down. So let's get practical. What can you do to protect yourself? Here are 5 things to watch out for. Emotionally charged content with no personal context. If the post is designed to provoke outrage without offering nuance or detail, it's likely engineered to manipulate. Accounts with no verified connections, no original photos, no interaction with real communities, and no personal stake, these are red flags. Synchronized messaging. When you see the same phrases repeated across multiple accounts within minutes, it's not spontaneous, it's coordination. Accounts that only post political content all day, every day. Normal users don't behave like that. Troll farms and influence operations do. Because if your bio says faith, family, and firearms, but your IP address is bouncing through Moscow, you're not there for the Second Amendment. You're there for the analytics. Generic patriotism layered over generic language. Bios with 1776, God, guns, and freedom paired with stock photos or stolen images, it's branding, not authenticity. There's no silver bullet, but awareness is armor. And right now, our national conversation is being shaped in part by people who don't live here, who don't vote here, and don't care about the consequences of what they're pushing for. They care about outcomes. Divided Americans, dysfunctional institutions, and a public that can't tell real from fake. We've seen this tactic before. It works when we let it. But when we recognize the patterns and refuse to play along, the influence campaign loses its power. So when the next wave of propaganda hits, it hits a wall, not your brain. Stay sharp, and let's keep decoding the noise together.